Good morning, my friends, and happy Tuesday. It is I think it's the 14th of September today. I'm pretty sure. I don't know, I can't keep up with the days, seriously. We're entering, it's either week 12 or week 13 of lockdown. And what is time anymore, It is a lovely spring morning. It is a little bit chilly. It's a bit windy, which has, I think, activated hay fever in me. I don't think I've ever really experienced hay fever symptoms before, but just this season I've been having more hay fever symptoms. So at the moment my nose feels congested, but it's running, my eyes are sore and itchy and tired. But other than that, I feel like 100%, so I definitely know it's not COVID. I'm double vaxxed, I haven't been anywhere. I'm pretty sure it's not that. Pretty sure it's just hay fever, because it only just lasts during the morning, and then by the afternoon I'm okay. But kind of just struggling with that at the moment. But today I am going to be playing around again with my beautiful embroidery machine. If you didn't see the video where I unboxed it and tested it for the first time, I'll leave a link on the screen and also down below in the description. I had lots of fun, and since then I have done one other design. This design branched out and did a couple of different more threads. And I'm so happy with how it turned out. I had just this like random calico bag just hanging in my room. I'm like, I'm going to make a Mickey Mouse tote. So I did. He's so precious. So I just sort of inserted the frame on the inside of the tote and then just stitched the design on, and that's how it turned out. I'm so happy with it. Now in my unboxing video I mentioned that I got these Hemingway, I keep calling them Hemingway. Isn't that a poet? These are Hemingworth, these threads here. I said that I wasn't going to open them, but I'm still waiting for my other threads, and I'm impatient because now that I've cracked it out and played with it, I just want to play with it all the time. That sounded like an awful euphemism. It wasn't a euphemism. Anyway, I really wanted to keep making some more designs, so I'm like, I'll just crack them open and just have fun with the colors that I have. So I'm doing another design today. This one's got a little bit more color in it, and I'm actually kind of changing it up a little bit. So we're going to try this design here. I have majority of these colors, but the pink that I have for Minnie's skirt and her hat isn't quite pink enough. It's this color here. It's more like a nudie type pink, and I don't think it's going to look really great. So instead I'm going to change it up and make her dress blue like it is in this design. So instead of having a pink hat and skirt, she'll have it in blue, and I think that will look okay. I'm going to put it on a nice sort of like creamy type background fabric, so I know that the white will definitely stand out. I have all the other colors, and I think that's going to look really great. So at the moment, during my excitement of exploring this machine, I don't want to just like make designs or sew designs just for the sake of it. I want them to have some sort of reason or end result, which is why I did the little tote bag, because I'll definitely use this when I can finally leave the house and do some shopping and get back to some sort of resemblance of life. This little design that I'm going to make today, I'm actually going to make it into a little wall hanging and pop it up on my wall. So if you're following along, I'd be making these little wall hangings just to sort of put on the wall, because I just want to fill it up. I just love doing little mini designs like this and just filling up that wall, and I don't know, just making it scream. I love sewing, quilting, everything else. So I'm going to put it in this little hole here. Hopefully I can make it kind of like the right size to fit there. But that's the plan for this design. I don't want to make things and waste them. I want them to have a purpose. So I'm just going to get everything set up now, sort out the fabric and the stabilizers, get the machine all ready to go, and I will definitely take you along for the ride and see how much we can get done today before my hay fever just envelops me. So we're going to select the design in the machine, and we're doing this one. There they are. So if we just go into embroider, then there we are, we're ready to sew, and it gives you a list of all of the colors and threads to use and in what order. This particular design has 5 thread changes, and it will take up to 19 minutes and it has over 7,000 stitches in the design. So I'm going to go ahead and pop the frame onto the machine, and we're going to thread it up in the first thread, and then we'll get started. And off it goes. It's a bit hard to see at the moment because it's doing the white thread, but obviously the design will come out more as I add more colors, and I'll show you what it looks like. Here on the screen, it's this little green thing here. You can see it moving. That's telling you where it's stitching at the moment. And then in this box here, you can just kind of see it. It shows you all of the bit that this thread is going to stitch for this step. So once all of this is complete, then we'll change the thread and put in the red thread. So I've just popped in, hopefully you can hear me, but I've just popped in the blue thread, and I think that looks really nice. It looks very classic Mickey and Minnie. So obviously we're only halfway. After we do the blue, then we'll be doing the black, so they'll actually start standing out a little bit more. But yeah, I really like this color. It's super pretty. I think one of the things I'm really enjoying about machine embroidery is I can just stand there and just let the machine do all the work. It's so nice. It's so different to quilting, where, you know, when you're quilting, obviously you're doing it all yourself, but this one I just set the machine and I can just step back and it just does it. I can just stand here and just watch it, and it's so mesmerizing and kind of fun as well. One thing that I don't like is half the time, I think it's because I'm new to the machine, but it's taking longer to thread the machine than it is for the design to happen. So the design is only 2 minutes or 1 minute, but it takes me longer to actually thread the machine. But that's all on the user. It's just getting used to this machine. It threads up so much differently and possibly a little bit more easier than my big machine, but yeah, it's just getting it into the needle and then under the foot. It's just a little bit fiddly, but once it's done, it's just ready to go, and I'm really happy about that. So the blue bit has just finished. It looks really sweet. I'm going to change it over to the black thread. This part will take about 9 minutes, and I think, yeah, we'll definitely start seeing the design pop out. And there they are. Look how sweet that is. I am so impressed by the detail. I was watching it and it was just like coming to life before my eyes. I was just like, oh my gosh, it's so pretty. So I've just spent some time cutting all of the threads away. There are a few like between these two dots and a few like little bit of the red marks that I wasn't quite able to get, but I'm not that worried. It is what it is. From far away you can't really tell, but I'm so happy with that. It is the sweetest thing. Good morning, my friends, and happy Thursday. It's the 16th today, and I hope you're all doing well. I didn't manage to finish my little wall hanging that I started the other day. I've just trimmed the little piece of fabric that I did Mickey and Minnie on the other day, and it's just the sweetest thing. It is so detailed and amazing. I mean, I just can't get over it. Yesterday, I got my new delivery of thread that I was talking about in my unboxing video. The Amazon package came very late in the evening, but I got it nonetheless. And here they are. This is my lovely box of sim threads. There is like 64 colours in here, I think. And these colours in here are apparently as close as you can get to the Brother embroidery thread colours without spending the money on proper Brother threads, if you know what I mean. So I'm excited to sort of break into these and see what they'll be like. Along with these threads, I also got a little mini box. How many threads are in there? 5 colours of glow-in-the-dark embroidery threads. I don't know, it was on offer with the threads and you added it to your cart and it gave you some sort of discount or something. I don't know, it was actually my very first Amazon purchase. I've never bought from Amazon before, so I was like, alright, sure. It made everything a lot cheaper. So yeah, we just got 5 kind of basic pastel-y type glow-in-the-dark colours, and when I opened the box I was like, yes, 2 free bobbins, yay! They're not pre-wound, but you know, free bobbins nonetheless. So it'd be interesting to see how glow in the dark they actually are and when I'd actually really use them. I don't know. I've somehow gone from the other day having like little to no threads to kind of almost drowning in embroidery threads. For example, I have this very old box of sulky threads that have just been sitting under my table forever and I just never had to use them. I actually have a whole pile of sewing stuff that I'm going to donate that I don't really need anymore, and this was actually in that pile. And then I brought an embroidery machine and they came back out and have rejoined the sewing room. So I'm actually glad I didn't throw them out. So I have this box of threads. I have my box of Hemingworth threads I got from Echidna Sewing with the sewing machine. And now I have my lovely box of sim threads and my glow-in-the-dark threads. So I am definitely not short of threads. But anyway, that is not getting our lovely little wall hanging finished. So I'm just going to make some room here. So goal for today is to get this finished and up on the wall. I think I can definitely do it. I'm going to use just this scrap piece of blue. It's just got little sort of like squiggles on it. That's going to be for the backing. Ta-da! And then I rummaged through my scrap tin of binding bits, and I think we're going to use this one as the binding. It's like a really dark sort of teal colour. I think it complements it quite nicely, and I'll just sort of frame it off a little bit. So now I'm just going to rummage through all of my little bits of batting to get just a small little bit to base this with. And yeah, I don't think I'm going to quilt it per se. I'm just going to sort of like sandwich it all together and then sash it. I think that should work. Or should I quilt it? I don't know. Maybe I should do like a little frame, maybe? That might be nice. I'll give it a think while I rummage for some batting. We've moved everything over to the ironing board, and I've just sandwiched a piece of iron-on purlin in the centre, and I've just cut out a piece of the backing just a little bit bigger just to allow for any movement. Because this is an iron-on purlin, I've got the iron-on side on this side, so it will iron onto the back of the little embroidery. And then on this side, we'll just do a really light spray of basting spray, just so that it all sort of stays in place. My thoughts for quilting this, or just doing a couple of quilted lines on it, is maybe doing like a really subtle frame. Like I'll sew a line down here, this way, this way, this way, and then do another line sort of echoing it around it, just to sort of frame it off a little bit. I don't know, it's hard to describe, but I'm going to mark some lines using my Clover Hera marker, and this will just give me some really nice, straight, crisp lines to follow. But yeah, I think I might do that. I think then the 2 lovely little lovebirds in the centre will kind of pop out a little bit more. So. there we go. That's exactly what I was kind of aiming for. Just a nice lovely little subtle frame around it. And then once I pop the binding on, I think that should look really sweet. Afternoon, my friends, and happy Friday. Today is the 17th of September and it is actually my birthday today. I am 30 something. No, I'm 34 today. I'm hoping that this is my one and only lockdown birthday. We are still in lockdown. We won't be coming out of lockdown until maybe mid-October, hopefully. I don't know, it just depends on how the way of the world is here. We're not really doing anything all that special. We're gonna have a pizza party lunch as requested by me, and I've made myself a chocolate cake because that is the best type of cake in my opinion, just a good classic chocolate cake. So we'll be doing that a little bit later, but other than that, it's just a normal everyday Groundhog Day in lockdown. So last night I finished my gorgeous tiny little Mickey and Minnie wall hanging and I love it so much. It's what it looks like on the back, but it really doesn't matter because you're not going to see the back. It's all about the front and I think that is the sweetest thing ever. So I'm going to pop it up on the wall. I'm pretty sure it will fit in that space and yeah, we'll see what it looks like. Oh my gosh, it fits perfectly. That was a real fluke, that was. Wow, oh, I'm so happy with that. Now that I have my lovely little wall hang there up on the wall, I now want to clear this top shelf here to make room for all of my embroidery stuff because it's just taking up room on the table and I don't really have anywhere else to put it. And this shelf bugs me because it's just full of just like random things. So I've got my color by number books here. They can possibly just go in my room. We've got a couple of different patterns. Still haven't made this clam up purse, but you know, one day. This is my orange pill templates that I just got off the internet. And then I have a paint by numbers kit that I haven't started yet. It's supposed to be this design of Australian wildflowers, but I just haven't started it yet, so that's all there. And I've got this little sewing machine drawer ornament thing I got for Christmas from my parents, and a beautiful old school Arnott's tin. It's a bus, I love it. It's full of ribbon. And then I have this gorgeous little knitted owl that one of the regular customers I serve at Spotlight gave to me years and years and years ago. Yeah, we need to find a little home for her. But I think most things should sort of fit in that area and we'll need to find a new home for these things. There we go, that looks so much better, even though it's kind of all just stacked up and packed in there, but it's better like that than here on the table. So I've just stacked all of the threads up here. Like I said yesterday, I've just sort of become overwhelmed by all this thread. I've got a book here that came with the machine as part of the bundle that I chatted about in my unboxing video. Got all of the manuals and things here, all of the stabilizers, and then I got all of the accessories for the machine in this cute little Minnie Mouse pouch that I made a couple of years ago. I've just sort of shoved that in there. It'll be alright. But yeah, I'm very happy with that shelf now. It's all just sort of there. It's got its own space and I can easily take it out when I need to. Although I haven't found anywhere to put the foot controller, because when you've got the embroidery unit on it, you don't really need this. And then the sort of like front little compartment of the sewing machines, I might have to put them somewhere different.